seated today. So grab yourself something to make yourself more comfortable. I'm sitting on the edge of a pillow myself. If you're sitting in a cross-legged position, try and line up one ankle in front of the other rather than having your feet tucked underneath the opposite leg. Give your knees the space to fall down towards the mat. Doesn't mean they will, they might still be up here. But maybe someday. And then we're going to line up shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. And we're just going to close our eyes and breathe. Taking a nice big breath in. Letting all that air out. Inhaling and exhaling. Letting everything just slow down. And as you sit and breathe, watch how the body responds. The shoulders and chest rise and fall. Maybe you notice your legs working. That's something I'm noticing this morning, to hold this stillness in this position. See if you can't let your jaw relax, your tongue, your throat. Releasing any tension that does not serve you, any effort that does not serve you right here, right now. Letting go of whatever may happen in this hour, let alone later in the day. Letting go of whatever's done, whatever happened this morning, before you came to the mat, or yesterday, or even further. Practicing being with each and every breath. And then go ahead and switch your ankles. Place the other ankle in front. And again, line up shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Soften the jaw, the tongue, the throat. Watching the torso respond to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Go ahead and place your hands on your knees. We'll just do some seated cat-cows initially. So as you inhale, we're going to press the heart forward, the elbows reach back towards the hips, slight lift of the gaze, but you don't have to crunch the back of the neck here. Just opening up the front body with minimal compromise in the back body. So reaching the crown of the head up and away, not just back. As you exhale, pull the belly button in, let the shoulders round forward, let the arms go straight. We're going to press the heart towards the back of the room, reach the crown of the head towards the front of the room. So we're not necessarily bringing chin to the chest. We're trying to get as much length out of the back body with a minimal amount of compromising in the front. Inhale, open the heart back up again, bend those elbows. Shoulders back, elbows back, heart forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, round. 2 or 3 more of these on your own pace, your own range of motion. Just waking up the body a little bit. And then we'll meet at a neutral spine. Release fingertips down by your sides. Spread the fingers wide, reaching as far out as you can so those elbows are straight. Chest is open. Leave the right hand down by your side. Bring the left arm up alongside the ear. Start to walk that right hand out until that left hip gets light. Leave the elbows straight initially, and then press into those right fingertips, gluing that left hip back down. Reaching then along the left ear. Then if you would like, you can bring a bend to that right elbow. If you want to sink a little deeper, but keep bringing that elbow forward. Watch that it doesn't round back behind you. Left arm is straight. Inhale all the way back up, arms reach up overhead, bring that left hand down. We're going to start with straight elbows as we walk that left hand out until that right hip gets light. When it does, press into those left fingertips and lengthen along the right side of the body. Chest stays open here. If you'd like to sink a little deeper, you can start to bend that left elbow. Take one more breath. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, forward fold. Wherever you end up, whether it's way up, kind of halfway, or if you're all the way down onto the floor, either way, we want those elbows to be soft and the shoulders out of the ears. And just shake the head yes, shake the head no. Make sure you're not reaching with your chin or tucking your chin back towards your chest. We want to try and neutralize the neck, equal length in front and back. If you would like to sway a little bit from side to side, that can feel interesting in the hips, or just continue to reach the heart forward. Take one more breath here. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring the right hand down behind, left hand down in front. Heart is around to the right. Turn and look over the left shoulder. One more breath here. Head back to neutral. Inhale, arms all the way back up again. Exhale, release, twist to the left. Press into those fingertips. Heart is up and around. Turn and look over that right shoulder. Slow, deep, and easy with the breath. Head back to neutral. Inhale all the way back up again. Exhale, release. If you're sitting on a pillow or a blanket, go ahead and pull that off to the side for a moment. Note which ankle you have in front. And we're going to go ahead and lift the knees and just bring tippy toes down to the floor. We start to lean back here a little bit because we want the chest up and open. So if I have my heels down and I don't have my hands back behind me, the tendency here is to sort of collapse the chest. So you can bring your fingertips back down behind you and lift the heart. And you have a couple of options here. You can just come to tippy toes. You can bring the feet to knee height. You can release the arms. Or if you're really feeling creative, go ahead and grab whatever you were sitting on and place it on your shins. All the while, though, the heart is up and open. Take one more breath. Exhale, release. Come to a cross-legged position again with the other ankle in front. Inhale, arms up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. And again, shoulders are soft, elbows are soft, neck equal length in front and back. Feel free to sway or wiggle about a little bit, or just continue to reach the heart forward while keeping the tailbone grounded. We'll take one more breath here. And then go ahead and bring some weight into those hands, lift the hips, and we'll make our way to tabletop. Spread the fingers wide. Index fingers pointed forward, creases of the elbows are forward, knees are lined up underneath the hips, heels of the hands underneath the heads of the shoulders. Reach that right leg back behind you, toes curled under, and press back that right heel. Go ahead and start to rock front to back here. Getting a little stretch into those toes, into maybe the arch of the right foot. Next time that heel reaches back, pause. Pull it in the belly, pull in the ribs. Option to leave the left toes on the floor, but float the left knee, or lift the whole leg off the floor. Maybe swing it with control from side to side. Bring that left knee back down if it is lifted. Press firmly into the top of the left foot and float the right leg. Toes are pointed down towards the floor. Get light in the left hand and reach the left arm forward. And watch that you don't collapse into the back here. Pull the belly in. Keep pushing the floor away. We're reaching out more than up. Take one more breath. And bring the hand and knee back down. Reach the left leg back, toes curled under. And just take a couple of breaths here, pressing that heel back. And then if you'd like, you can rock front to back. Find something that feels good in those toes. Next time that heel reaches back, pause. And again, you can leave the right toes on the floor and just float the knee or float the whole leg, and with control, swing it from side to side. One more breath. And bring that right knee back down. Press firmly into the top of that right foot. Float the left leg. Just hip height. If we start to crank it higher, we dump into that lower back. We don't want to do that. Pull the belly in. Get light in the right hand. Reach the right arm forward. Listening to the sound of your breath. And bring the hand and the knee back down. Big toes come to touch. Open those knees wide. Maybe the width of your mat, at least wider than your hips. And bring the hips to the heels. You want your forehead supported on something. So if your forehead does not come all the way down to the floor, consider stacking hands and resting your forehead there. You can even make fists. Bring that up a little bit higher. But we want our forehead supported on something. Elbows are soft. Shoulders are relaxed. You can rock from hip to hip here. And turn the head from right to left. Take one more breath. Go ahead and curl the toes under. Walk your hands back, lifting the torso. So we're looking to get a little stretch into those feet. If this is just too much, if the ball mounts of your feet do not get down to the floor, then I want you to go ahead and bring the hands forward a little bit and soften. It's not going to be comfortable for anyone, but we're not actually looking to shorten our toes here. Take one more breath. Bring the hands back down to the floor. Start to lift the knees and hips up towards the ceiling. Straighten out the feet and bring the heels back down. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. We're soft in the knees here. We haven't gotten into these hamstrings at all, so be nice. And then you can sway the hips a little bit from side to side. I like to also rock front to back. Shake the head around maybe a little bit. Should be a fairly easy forward fold, nice and soft. One more breath. Go ahead, slide the hands up the shins to just below the kneecaps. Straighten the elbows. Shoulders move back towards the hips. Pull in the belly. Notice I did not say straighten the knees. It's usually not necessary, especially the first couple of times. If we just lengthen the spine, reaching the tailbone back rather than under, and the crown of the head forward rather than down, we'll get some nice length here. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and slide the hands up the shins. Inhale, flat back. Pull the belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and slide the hands all the way up to your hips this time. Elbows reach up towards the ceiling. Bend a little deeper into those knees and inhale all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Walk yourself out to plank pose. Heels of the hands are under the heads of the shoulders. Heels of the feet over the toes. Heart is open here, so we're not tucking and rounding, looking back at our feet. Our gaze is right down between the thumbs. Imagine the shoulder blades moving away from one another, or the collarbones spreading actually. Take one more breath here. Rock forward on those tippy toes, bring the knees down, and lower all the way down onto your belly. Elbows reaching back. Thumbs are going to end up at your mid to lower ribs. Release the tops of the feet to the floor. Tuck the elbows in nice and tight. Pull the belly in. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders. Exhale, release. Bring arms down by your sides, palms up. Spread the fingers wide. Press all 10 toenails down into the floor. Kneecaps are lifted. Pull the belly in. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders. Try not to lift the tailbone up towards the base of the skull. Instead, reach the tailbone for the heels. Float the arms. Exhale, release. One more time. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Press firmly into the tops of the feet with your hands now sort of resting on your hips, on your tush. Go ahead and pull the belly in and feel how the tailbone tilts down towards the hips or towards the heels. Go ahead and leave it that way. Reach the knuckles back. Lift head, heart, shoulders. Pull in the belly. One more breath. Exhale, release. Go ahead, stack one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands. Bend your knees and wave your feet from side to side. Letting that go. Release your feet back down to the floor. Plant the hands next to the ribs. Curl the toes under. Tuck the elbows in. Go ahead, press into the knees and let your hips lift just an inch or two off the floor. And we're really going to squeeze those elbows in as we push the floor away. Up, through, table. Toes curl under, hips move back and up. Downward facing dog. Soften one knee, soften the other. Go back and forth. Extend both legs. Heels are heavy. Reach that right leg up and back. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. A long enough stance that you have the right knee over the right ankle, hip in line with knee, and watch that you don't have one foot in front of the other. We don't want to be on a balance beam here, more like a diving board. Reach the heart slightly forward. If you want blocks underneath your hands here, that might be a great idea. Go ahead and bring that left knee straight down and inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in, right hip back, left hip forward. Nice height here. We're not dropping down into the groin. Nice and lifted. Hips are moving forward more than down. One more breath. Right hand to the right thigh, left hand under the left shoulder. Turn and look over the right shoulder. And reach that right arm up. Take this right hand, wrap it underneath the right leg over towards the left shoulder. And then inhale the arm back up. Exhale, go ahead and give that thigh a hug. And inhale back up. One more time. Go ahead, give that thigh a nice hug. Inhale that arm back up again. Leave the arm in the air. Get a little lighter in that left hand. And inhale up and open to the right. Take one more breath here. Get a little taller. Release. Both hands down around that right foot. Curl the left toes under. Step back, down dog. You can move the hips around a little bit. Find stillness, whatever your body needs. Shoulders are out of the ears. Reach that left leg up and back. Step the left foot forward. Till you've got knee over ankle, hip in line with knee. If that hip is up and out, your stance is probably too short. You want to be able to open the heart slightly towards the front of the room. It's not a big move, but just helps you know that you've got the right stance. Then when you're ready, go ahead and bring that right knee down. And inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in. Get taller. We're looking to bring that right hip forward, left hip back a little bit. Creating more length from belly button to right knee. One more breath. And bring the left hand to the thigh. Right hand under the right shoulder. It can be on a block, easily. Turn and look over that left shoulder and reach the left arm up. Heart up towards your thumb. So we're not cranking that hand back behind us. That thumb is lined up over your eye. Big breath in. As you exhale, you're just going to round forward a little bit, sweeping that arm underneath and kind of giving it a hug. Inhale that left arm back up. Exhale, round. Give that thigh a hug. Inhale back up. Last little squeeze here. And inhale that arm back up again. Get lighter and lighter in the right hand and start to lift up and open to the left. One more breath. And release. Step back to down dog. Lift those hips up and away. Watch that you're not hanging in the shoulders. Shoulders are out of the ears. And toes are light. Even though my heels aren't down, I still want to be able to tap the toes. Not a lot, but just making sure that's not where the weight is. Go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms reach up overhead. Grab opposite elbows. Separate your feet outer hip distance. Toes are still pointed forward. Watch that they don't turn out to the sides. Soften the knees, sending the tush back, and fold. Now you can let the arms dangle if you'd rather, or hold on. You can sway a little bit. Whatever feels good to you. Take one more breath. And then soften the knees as much as you need to get fingertips down to the floor. We're just going to heel toe the feet in so that the heels line up under the center of the hips. So the feet aren't necessarily touching. They're just a little bit closer than they were. Now we're going to leave our heels down. Go ahead and wiggle your toes. Walk the hands forward, one handprint. Push back into those heels. Wiggle the toes. Knees are not locked. Legs are as straight or as bent as you need them to be. Just make sure they're not locked back behind you. Walk the hands forward, another handprint. Push the hips back. Wiggle the toes. Maybe another handprint. Push the hips back, wiggle the toes. Keep going without letting the heels leave the floor. So you may have to just start moving 1 inch at a time. And then eventually maybe it's only a centimeter at a time. But you should be able to still get a little movement in those toes. Heels should still be touching, even if it's not a lot. Maybe 1 more millimeter length. 1 more breath. Lift those hips. Go ahead, let the heels lift. Walk yourself out to a full plank. Rock forward, knees down, all the way down onto your belly. Press firmly into the tops of the feet. Tuck those elbows in nice and tight. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders. Exhale, release. Arms come down by your sides, palms up. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Pull in the belly. Lift head, heart, shoulders. Float the arms. Maybe this time float the feet. It's not a bend of the knees. The backs of the knees are lifting up towards the ceiling. The toes are reaching back. And release. Go ahead and interlace the fingers behind the back. Awkward thumb on top this time. Charge up those legs. Pull in the belly. Reach the tailbone for the heels. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders. Float the hands. Knuckles are reaching for your heels. Try and leave the hands where they are, but release the clasp. 1 more breath. And release. Again, step one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands. Bend your knees and wave your feet from side to side. And then when you're ready, go ahead, let the feet release. We'll press up and back to downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up and back. Open the hip to the side, bend the knee, flex the foot. Pick up the left shoulder, drop the left heel. Open that right leg back up again. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. Right knee over right ankle, hip in line with knee. Bring that left knee straight down and inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in. Nice and tall, hips are moving towards one another and equaling out. So right hip maybe back a little bit, left hip forward, but we're squeezing everything in towards a midline. Curl those left toes under. You do have an option to bring your hands down to that right thigh if you would like, or reach arms up overhead and press back that left heel, lifting that left knee. 1 more breath. Bring the right hand to the right thigh, left hand under the left shoulder. Look over that right shoulder. Reach the right arm up. Again, heart up to your thumb. Thumb is over your eye. You can have a block underneath this left hand if you would like. Big breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and round and hug. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, round and hug. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, round and hug. Last time, reach that right arm up. Get lighter and lighter in that left hand until you open up to the right. Reaching that right arm back. 1 more breath. Inhale all the way up and around to the long side of your mat, to the left side of your mat. Arms reach up overhead, soften those knees, and forward fold. Take a couple of breaths down here. Turn the left toes out just slightly, maybe about a 45-degree angle, not all the way to the side. Lift the left heel, nice and high, and then we're going to shift to the left. That left knee is bent, extending the right leg, and find a side squat to the left. So my left heel is lifted, left knee is reaching forward and down, my hips are down towards that left heel, right toes up towards the ceiling. You can play with balance a little bit if you'd like, hands on blocks, or maybe hands to heart center. Take one more breath. Releasing from that squat, bringing the right foot back down. Walk yourself back to the front of the mat and downward facing dog. Take a breath or two here. Left leg up, back, open the hip to the side. Drop the right heel, pick up the right shoulder. Extend that left leg back again, step the foot forward in between the hands. Knee over ankle, hip in line with knee. Diving board, not balance beam. Heart reaches slightly forward, bring that right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in, get taller. We're nice and strong through those hips. Option to bring your hands down to that left thigh, or leave arms up overhead, curl the right toes under, press back that heel. High lunge. Belly in, ribs in. One more breath. Left hand to the thigh, right hand under the right shoulder. Can certainly be on a block. If you were struggling last time, please place a block underneath that right hand. Look over that left shoulder, reach the left arm up. Heart up to your thumb. Big breath in. Exhale, round. Sweep that left arm underneath the left thigh. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sweep it under. All the while the legs are stable. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back under. Last time, go ahead and bring that arm back up again. And get lighter in that right hand. You know where we're headed. And inhale up. Woo! And open to the left. Reaching back. One more breath. Exhale, release. Step back, down dog. That is challenging. Shaky thighs. Heels are heavy, toes are light. One more breath. Reach. Ooh, I forgot to do the side squat. Reach that left leg up and back. Step the left foot forward. Walk yourself around to the long side of the mat. Soften the knees and inhale up. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Reach the knuckles away, open the chest, and fold. Shoulders away from the ears. One more breath here. Release the hands. Turn those right toes out, about a 45-degree angle, and lift the right heel. So already I'm bent into that right knee. Left leg is going to stay straight. And then go ahead and start to bring the hips all the way down to that right heel. Left toes up towards the ceiling. And maybe find some balance. You can have hands on blocks. If you can get into these deep squats with your heels down, please do. One more breath. Exhale, release. Walk yourself back up to the front of the mat. Step the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale all the way up, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Pull in the belly, lift your heart up to your thumbs. So maybe a little back bend happens here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, plant the hands, step the left foot back. Right knee over ankle, hip in line with knee. Go ahead and drop the left heel. So the toes are going to turn to the left. As you look back, look underneath you, your right heel should line up with the arch of your left foot, and that arch should be lifted. Take that right hip under. It's not off to the side, under. And inhale up and open, warrior two. Try to line up that right knee over the ankle. Keep that right hip tucking under. Heart is around to the left side of the mat. And then maybe gaze out over that front hand. Bring the left hand down to the thigh. Turn the right arm palm up. Inhale up and back. Don't lose the bend in that right knee. One more breath. Extend that front leg. Watch that you don't lock the knee. It's still strong, like you're pushing your hip back. Bring the left arm behind the back, and as you start to tilt forward, it's in the hip crease, not in the waist. Right arm stays alongside the ear, and we're reaching out. Not down, but out. Take that right hip under, drop the right hand straight down. It can be on your shin, it can be on a block. Every now and then it might be on the floor, but if that causes that left shoulder to round, come up a little bit higher, because I want you to be able to look up over that left shoulder and reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. So we're 6 and 12. That left thumb is over the eye. Take one more breath. Soften that front knee. Release the hands down, step the back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale all the way up. Heart reaches up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Step that right foot back. Left knee over left ankle, hip in line with knee. We don't want it up and out. Go ahead and drop that right heel, heel to arch alignment. So now you are on a balance beam, and the arch of that right foot is lifted. Err on the side of those right toes a little forward rather than a little back. Then when you're ready, inhale up and open. Warrior two. Left hip is coming under. Heart open to the right side of your mat. Just don't take this back shoulder with you as you turn and look out over that left hand. Bring the right hand down to the right thigh. Left arm palm up. Inhale. inhale up and back. The tendency is to lose the bend in that knee. Don't let it keep the knee reaching forward. Bring the right arm behind the back. Extend the left leg. Watch that you don't lock the knee. Still strong. And then we're bending at the hip crease, not up at the waist. Reaching that left arm out past those toes. The arm stays alongside the ear. Right shoulder back. Left hand straight down. Look over that right shoulder. You can always leave the arm behind the back if you'd like, if that helps you in that twist. Otherwise, reach that right arm up. Take one more breath here. Heart up to your thumb. Exhale, release. Down dog. Soften one knee, soften the other. Reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Shift your hands forward a little bit. You can have blocks underneath your hands if you'd like. We're going to shift the weight into that right leg and float the left. Try and take that left knee, rather than just pointing out to the side, but point it down towards the floor. That'll help drop that left hip. Now you can play with balance here a little bit by maybe bringing the right hand to the thigh, or right hand to the right calf, or maybe the left, or both. Take one more breath. Plant the hands back down if they're lifted. Soften that right knee. Stand all the way up. Try and leave that left foot floating. Bring the knee up into the chest. Step that left leg back again. Hands come down. Left foot to the back of the mat. And downward facing dog. Left leg up and back. Step the left foot forward. You can have hands on blocks if you'd like, but a little bit in front of that foot. I'm going to shift the weight into that left leg and float the right. So once we get that right leg up, start to turn the knee and the thigh down towards the floor. It won't stay as high, that's for sure. But then you can play with balance a little bit, maybe taking your left hand to the calf, or the right hand, or both. One more breath. Release the hands, soften that left knee. We're going to bring the right knee underneath us. Stand all the way up on that left leg. Pull the right knee into the chest. Swing that right leg back again. Hands come down, bending into that left knee. Place the right foot at the back of the mat. Down dog. Belly in, ribs in, hips lifting. Inhale, plank, rock forward, knees down, all the way down onto your belly. Press firmly into the tops of the feet, elbows tuck in nice and tight. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Go ahead and roll over onto your back. Knees are bent. Whew, just take a moment down here. It feels good to lay down. And go ahead and cross the right ankle over that left knee. Roll that right ankle in circles. Open the toes. All directions. Press the tailbone down towards the floor. Flex that right ankle. Spread the toes. Press the shoulders down towards the floor. Bring the elbows in next to the ribs. Left heel is in line with the left hip. Bend the elbows a 90-degree angle. Reach that right knee out. Press into the backs of the arms. Press into the outer shoulders. And just get light in those hips. Or if you'd like, go ahead and lift up all the way into this bridge modification. Reaching the right knee away from the right hip. Take one more breath. Exhale, release. Come all the way back down. Let the arms soften, and you can bring that left foot to a block, or you can pull the left knee all the way in towards the chest, hooking the hands behind the thigh and resisting the right knee away with the right elbow. But we still want to press tailbone down, press shoulders down, chest is open. One final option would be to reach that left heel up towards the ceiling, but still try and keep that tailbone reaching for the floor. Placing that left foot back down on the floor if it's lifted. Open the arms to a T or goalpost, and we're leaving the right ankle over the knee, we're gonna rock the legs from side to side. One more on each side. And release that right foot to the floor. Left ankle over that right knee. And just roll the ankle around in circles. All directions. Flexing that right foot again, or our left foot again. Go ahead and line up that right heel with the right hip. Resist the left knee away. Tuck the elbows in towards your waist. Bend the elbows so the fingertips are pointed straight up towards the ceiling. Press into the outer shoulders. Press into the heel. Backs of the arms push down as hips get lighter. Now maybe it just floats an inch or two off the floor. Or maybe you lift up into something similar to a bridge pose. Hips are level. Take one more breath. Bring the hips all the way back down. Let the arms soften a little, and then you can either bring your right foot to a block or pull that right knee in towards the chest, resisting the left knee away with the left elbow. Both feet would then be flexed, toes spread. If you would like, still pressing the tailbone down and the shoulders down, you can reach that right heel up. Or only if it adds some value. Go ahead and place that right foot back down on the floor. Leave the left ankle over the knee. Open the arms, T or goalpost, and rock the legs from side to side. One more on each side. Feet back at center. Pull both knees into the chest. If there is anything else your body needs before coming to Shavasana, go ahead and address that. And give yourself another twist if you'd like. Happy baby. Plow, whatever your body needs. And then make your way to Shavasana. If your back is bothering you, go ahead and let your knees be bent, feet wide, and knees falling in towards one another. Or let your feet still be wide and let your legs be extended. Elbows are far enough away from the ribs so that you can get airflow all the way into your armpits without the elbows being higher than the shoulders. Now, if you prefer to have your fingertips on your belly, that's fine. Just still have your elbows wide. Otherwise, our arms are by your sides, palms up. A little pillow under the head, never a bad idea. Or a blanket over you if you want to be a little more cozy. Eventually settle in. Close your eyes. Find your breath. Slowly allow your breath to deepen. Bringing your awareness back to the room and back to your body. Start by wiggling fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, arms and legs. Go ahead and pull your knees in towards your chest. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Reach your legs up towards the ceiling and give it all a shake. Go ahead, roll over onto your right side, using the strength of your hands to press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed one more time. This is where we started. Notice how you feel. My body definitely feels like we worked, my legs in particular. But it's not complete exhaustion. There's almost like an electrical current running through everything. Just sort of opened up my circulation, allowing my energy to flow freely from the tips of my toes, tips of my fingers, crown of my head. Maybe what you feel is different. That's perfectly fine. But thank you for practicing with me this morning, venturing into the unknown. I'm wishing you all peace, joy, love, and light. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Yep, see you next week. You're welcome.